live from Toronto. It is Friday night. Good evening, everyone. It's Friday, December 19th, 5:40 p.m. Minus 3 degrees Celsius is the temperature. I'm here just on Yonge Street. I'm just going to check to make sure the audio and video is coming in A-OK. That does appear to be the case. And we are brought to you in true 4K tonight. So do check to make sure that you've got your display at its highest available resolution. 4K is the resolution, 60 frames per second we're running at. None of that 30 frames per second slideshow fun. I'm a little bit short on time tonight. I've got a dinner plan at 7 p.m. So this one is only going to go till about 7 p.m. or so. But the good news is that's only 80 minutes or so of my, whoa, that is way too zoomed in, of my nonsense to put up with. But thank you so much for tuning in. Friendly reminder to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff. I go live 3-4 times a week, so if you want to be notified when I go live, just hit that bell and you'll be notified. See, Leo Chung is here, Marty, Merge, Chowdhury, Fallout, or Fallow, John Nicholson, Best Times Reborn, Brown 42, Jack Steele, Mary, Howard Charco, Veritex, and everyone else, thank you so much. And of course our mods, I see Marge and Medano so far. I'm sure Vivian will make an appearance at some point. Shirley Scott is here, Jason Lynch, Alicia Lewis. So I'm just across the street from Dundas Square. Don't you dare call it by its hideous S name, because you will be wrong. Oh, here comes the ambulance. I'm gonna guess that ambulance is turning left onto Shooter Street and heading over to St. Mike's. Just a hunch. Or it's U-turning. I wanted to go live last night, but I was out all day making another video. If you remember that one I did on Toronto's most controversial name changes, I did another video kind of in that style that sent me on a wild goose chase all over the city. And by the time I was all wrapped up, got a bite to eat, and was ready to live stream, it was freezing rain. And I didn't know how long it would be, so I just said, screw it. I'll go live tonight. I might go live again tomorrow, just because this one's going to be a short one. But there is Winter Glow at Dundas Square. They've got a merry-go-round and a Ferris wheel, which no one seems to be on. But it looks pretty fun. Brad Palmer's here, Marie Palmer's here. Philly Disco used to work at the Sam the Record Man. Well, there's the Sam the Record Man sign up there. But I'm going to be making my way up to Koreatown. That's where my dinner is. The best way to get there, maybe we could just take Yonge up to Bloor. I don't know. I think I'm going to get there in about 50 minutes if I walk my normal rate, so perhaps we'll dilly-dally a bit. We could check out the ice trail at College Park. So it says greetings from Brazil. And don't worry, today's video is the last one from Las Vegas. I only made 2 videos in Las Vegas and one going to Vegas. So we're all back to local content A. And as I mentioned in one of my recent videos, I'm going to be slowing down video production and hopefully turning up the quality. So look for, I'm going to wait till probably after New Year's to put an end to the daily content. I heard another YouTuber ramble on about how I was complaining that I'm not doing so well. It's like, maybe try listening to my actual video, you dumbass. That was entirely not the message. This is north up Yonge Street. When I first said hello, there was a shooting star. Did anyone else see it? Well, that must have been for someone else because it sure wasn't for me. There's some light snow flurries coming down. Used to shop at Playa de Record, which is now, it used to be just over there, but now it's over in Chinatown on Spadina. There's a documentary on Netflix about that particular music store. There's where the world's biggest bookstore used to be, by name only. It wasn't actually.
Yeah, like
but still, I think a lot of people miss that. I find the festive spirit in this city this year is a little bit muted compared to years past. It's really just the financial district putting up the same displays as always. Hey, a super chat. David Warren. Holy cow, David Warren. Thank you so much, David Warren, for the $20 super chat. Merry Christmas. Cheers to you. Thank you, sir. As we look south down Yonge Street. And there's the warehouse just up here on the left. Great place for cheap eats and drinks. Speaking of drinks, Johnny, the picture is very shaky, says Vivian Johnson. Are you guys finding that? Here, let me take a look here. Oh, sorry guys. I didn't realize it was still muted. When I was in Vegas, I activated the software stabilization because I didn't want to use my gimbal for live streaming, and I think I've still got it activated. Let me try turning that off, and let's see if that fixes things. Someone says, where's the audio? Oh, every time you don't have to listen to me, I'm doing you all a favor. world is a better place with less of my yapping. All right. How is that? Man, I was talking up a storm there. I might have said some things that would have got me canceled, but now I was saved by the mute button. Never ever shall I repeat what I said. You may speculate amongst yourselves what that was. There's where the big slice used to be. Another super tall in the city going up there, Concord Sky. We got one up at Yonge and Bloor and another one down at Yonge and Queens Quay. I was speculating in an earlier video what might move into where Hudson's Bay used to be in Saks Fifth Avenue. And I can't really think of any big format stores that would occupy that spot. We already have an IKEA. Simon's just moved into a portion of where Nordstrom used to be. Unless it's like a Walmart or something, I think they're going to end up chopping up that retail space. Drew says hello to everyone. So how's the stabilization now? Is it better? No more shakiness? Now let's take a look at the ice surface here. I got time for a little detour. I graduated high school back in 1999. And a couple of the guys I'm having dinner with were in my graduating class, and the other guy graduated a year after us. We all went to different universities, but kept in touch. Back in 2005, three of us moved into a house in the St. Lawrence neighborhood. Much better? All right. Sometimes just fiddling with the camera settings can resolve some issues. Good to know. Zamboni use area only. Area not salted. I am not a Zamboni. Am I allowed to be in this area? Ooh, look at that. Yeah, it's -3. Feels a lot colder with the wind chill. You can't really blame the people for not coming out here in full force tonight. Unicorn says, say hi to the frogs just over there on the right side of the screen. What time is it in your city? You're from another country. It is 5:54 p.m. I said Zamboni, but it's just a guy opening the door. This is College Park. So maybe I'll wander back over to Yonge Street and I'll continue my march up to Bloor. So I was originally going to live stream after dinner. I figure we would be done at like 9. I want a Korean barbecue at 7 and drinks. But I want to get home because Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua are fighting tonight. And this is so windy, I'm going to lose my hat. It already blew my hood off. I don't know if you guys can hear that. If I turn off my... Here, I'm going to turn off my wind-protected microphone. But that is what the wind sounds like. This should sound absolutely awful. This is why you always use protection when you're live streaming. I kind of want to hear how bad that was myself. The wind sounds like. This should sound absolutely awful. This is why you always use protection when you're live streaming. Yeah, if you wonder why Ken has his camera wrapped up in foam and why I always have one of these fuzzy things on my microphone, that is why, just to kill that wind sound. Anyone listening with like headphones, when they hear that, they just get treated to a nasty sound. It's very unpleasant. Hey, Transit Mobility Scooter. Sorry, I wish I could do more. Major scooter issues. Oil leak in the gearbox. Darren, sorry to hear that. Never be sorry. I'm just glad you're here and viewing. Never feel obligated to send support either, but hopefully Santa helps you out with your issues with your scooter. Thank you, Darren. And George sent one Johnny Strides gift membership. Philly Disco. Welcome to membership Philly Disco, and thank you so much, George. Cheers and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all of you. Thank you guys so much. Yesterday, I was recording a video, and the guys from Rebel News were in front of the police headquarters there recording a segment for one of their videos. And I said hi, we stopped and had a chit chat. They're extremely nice people. I think one of them, his name was Tyler, who just did a video on the Weston Arena. A very fascinating story, a very sad and tragic story about how the city of Toronto wants to tear down a historic arena and not replace it with an ice surface. And I think he popped a few questions on me while they had the camera running for a video, so you might see me appear in a future Rebel News video. Maybe, maybe not, but it's always nice running into fellow content creators. They're doing like actual investigative journalism. I'm just kind of walking around with a camera complaining about shit, but it's still nice. All right, it is 5:59. I'm gonna see what this is gonna suggest. All right, it says I'm 46 minutes away from where I need to be for dinner, so we're on time. Lisa is here. Hopefully you're enjoying your time off from work. I spent my morning babysitting the dog from hell. I have a friend whose mom was hospitalized, and that dog has separation anxiety and needed someone to look after it. So That's what I was doing this morning while watching the premiere. But we ended up getting along. The yapping kind of stopped. It's always a cool moment when an animal like that seemingly hates your guts starts sniffing around and crawling up on you. Saw me chatting with David less than an hour ago. Is that on his channel? I'm gonna have to take a look at that. I actually recorded that whole conversation. I didn't point the camera at them because it was kind of awkward. But I left it running. I've got the audio from it. I had my good microphone on. Hey, Jeanette's here. Happy Friday. So we're heading up Yonge Street to Bloor. Then it's going to be over to Koreatown. And McDonald's has been here forever. Yeah, there was a thread on Reddit about the sketchiest McDonald's in the city, and that one kept coming up. There's another one just north of here. Carl Roth says I did a great thing. I don't know about great, but hey, our furried friends deserve some love and attention. Maybe the doggy just wanted to stride. Last live stream was cold, but this, with the wind chill, this is something else. I'm a little more acclimated to this weather, so it's not bothering me as much, but I seem like a cat person. Isn't that like a Rodney Dangerfield joke? When I was a kid, every time I played in the sandbox, the cats would always cover me up. There's the fry, Korean fried chicken. Get some chimek. That's what they call fried chicken and beer. I seem like a raccoon person.
100%. Okay.
If I had to choose, it would be a dog. I grew up with dogs. But when I lived in the St. Lawrence neighborhood with a couple of friends, one of them had a cat. But fortunately, it was one of those super social, playful cats. And it wasn't too different than having a dog. It would play games with you. It would kind of play fetch. It would box you. It would literally like get in its hind legs and bop you in the face. Did everything with that cat except put it on a leash and take it for a walk. We've got some light flurries coming down. Vivian says it's windy where you are. As we are at Yonge and Wellesley already. That's neat, Carl. As we look south down Yonge, Babysit says that's the weirdest. Cats on leashes. It is, but I mean, if you want to take your cat for a walk, or you want to bring it outside in public, it kind of makes sense if your cat can handle the leash. What happened to the kick streams? They're on hold for now. I'm taking advantage of the cold weather to chill my phone so I can stream in true 4K. My GPU has multi-encode, but I haven't played around with it to get it to do both a 4K and 1080p kick stream at once. It could easily do two 1080p streams. I think it'll do it if I do the 4K and H.264, but H.265 is just so much better. I don't know if we'll revisit that. What I'm doing is very important and a great thing for History Archive, so thank you from 100 years in the future. Well, thank you. Epic Nation HD, welcome to God Tier, the highest level of channel membership. Thank you, Epic Nation HD. Cheers to you. Liam. There's Soulicious. Oh, they moved. They're in a different location. Bauhaus? At least I think they were. Will I be eating some pork bone soup? No, we're going for the barbecue. I suggested Gayubi, but we didn't really want to do the waitlist thing. So Korean barbecue it was. My friend made a reservation for 7, so we're heading over there. I think Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua should be facing off around 10:30. Oh, I see a bunch of super chats. Holy cow. David Warren again. David Warren. Thank you for the second time, good sir. Again, Merry Christmas to you. And unfortunately, I cannot read your name, but arigato gozaimasu. Thank you to our Japanese viewer for the 1,000 Japanese yen. Wilco BC wrote follow big boots. You know, I read that as follow big boobs. I was like, that's kind of funny. But you wrote follow big boots. As we make our way north up Yonge, going to be making a left on Bloor. Guy's got more skill than I'll ever have skateboarding. Jimmy says konnichiwa. It's hard to believe I was in Japan earlier this year. And I think 4 months before that, I was in Japan. I'm going to sit down and try to figure out my plans for early next year where I want to go. I imagine it'll be somewhere far. January and February are always the low points in a YouTuber's year. So it kind of makes the perfect time to start dreaming about being in a land far away, somewhere hot and warm. You wish you could skateboard. That would be a cool skill to have. There's the Diner's Corner. I remember Action Kid talked to the owner of that place on one of his live streams. Hey, we got a super. Jeff Lamping, 3453. Get yourself a Werber hat. Merry Christmas. I just kind of felt like doing the Blue Jay hat and the hood tonight. But Jeff, thank you so much for the super. Merry Christmas to you. It's December 19th. It's time to start dropping Merry Christmas all over the place. Felt a little weird doing it during the Santa Claus parade almost a month ago, but the 24th and 25th are right around the corner. Marg D. Enjoy your dinner. Marg D. Well, I hope you enjoy your dinner. I heard you're getting together with some locals tonight. Sorry I couldn't make it, but thank you, Mark D. Cheers to you. Just reading something in the chat. Well, thank you guys so much for your support. Again, there's a chance I'll be going live tomorrow. I wanted to go live last night. My original plan was to do it last night and Saturday. What the hell? Well, if the city gets its way, they want to confiscate people riding their e-bikes on the sidewalk. As much as I hate it when people... No sound. Last night, I got sound. As much as I hate it when people ride their e-bikes and e-scooters on the sidewalk, I don't think confiscating them is the right move. And I got nothing wrong with cracking down on that from an enforcement point of view, but where are the calls to arms to crack down on all the shitty driving you see constantly? It seems like targeted discrimination. You're going to go after people on two wheels who are vulnerable road users, but allow people driving these 5,000-pound vehicles to have free reign. All right, maybe they're not 5,000 pounds, but I have to wonder what the messaging is on that one. Johnny, what's your New Year's resolution? That's a good question. Last year, I would say it was not to stop working out. I started working out for the first time in my adult life in November last year, and I kept it up for 2 months. I was like, how about you just keep doing this? And that I did. Now that it's just kind of like a regular thing, and I feel weird if I don't do it. I don't really know if that needs to be a resolution. I think it'll be to make good on that video I posted on Sunday and slow down the content a little bit. Let up a bit on the quantity and dial up the quality a little bit and the enjoyment of making this stuff. You know, I'm not doing this part-time. It would be wonderful just to do it part-time. It wouldn't feel like work at all. It would be rather easy, but when you do it and you're making 14, 15 videos a week, including live streams, maybe not that many, maybe 11 or 12,
And then,
it can certainly take its toll on you. So I guess that'll be it, just to make good on my plan. Live streams don't really count. These aren't effort. This is just going for a walk. Don't really have to premeditate or pre-plan this. I like walking. I like getting in exercise. But it's all the other stuff. Writer's block is real. Yeah, someone was complaining, calling me belly aching and whining about it, and it's just like, shut the fuck up. You do 1/10 of what I do. You have no idea what you're talking about. Ask Ken if you want someone's opinion who actually does what I do, or Action Kid. But that video I did on Toronto's most controversial name changes, I think did well. It was a lot of fun to make. So ideally I would do something like that once a week and still have 4 or 5 walking videos that are a bit well researched and planned, and 1 or 2 days where I don't post anything at all, maybe just do a live stream. That will be the New Year's resolution. As we get to Bay and Bloor, Marlene says you enjoyed that one. I've got another one kind of similar to that in the oven. I recorded most of it. I just have to piece it all together and edit it. So that one might even be on the channel for Sunday. And there'll be the odd sort of topical walk and talk vlog style video. Those ones don't take a lot of effort though. And they'll be topical to the channel or the city. Don't worry, you don't have to tune in to hear my dating tips or exploits. Although if you did, that would be over on the Johnny Stumbles channel. Although Action Kid's made that work on his channel. Sephora. But if you're wondering where I am and where I'm heading, we are west on Bloor Street. West on the south side, walking through the Mink Mile in Yorkville. All these fancy lights are courtesy of the local BIA. And my target destination is Koreatown. I think I should easily be able to get there. Got 40 minutes. There's an air maze. Your city is getting a Sephora in a few months. There's a, whoa, what kind of sweet driving job is that? How do you end up so far on the curb? There's a joy I will never have to experience. Buying cosmetics for myself and the whole rigmarole of putting it on. Matt Sharma, any plans to visit Niagara anytime soon? You mean, as Doug Ford wants it to be, Niagara Falls North? I don't know about Niagara, but I'm at the very least going to be visiting Fort Erie in a week from now on Christmas. My brother lives in Fort Erie. My mom lives in Niagara Falls. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going. I'm not sure if I'm going for just the 24th or coming back on the 25th. But I'll be up in the area, that's for sure. I probably won't have a chance to get out and make any content while I'm there. I might do like a driving video or stream, but I'm not sure I'll be able to get out and see the Festival of Lights. Maybe I'll be able to go back and do that. But thank you for the super chat. I'm looking forward to seeing my mom, my brother, his little dog family, a sister-in-law. Winners. Remember, I was live streaming on Saturday through the Bellagio. Was it Friday? Friday or Saturday? I think it was Friday. We were going past a lot of these same retailers. Gucci, so that would have been a week ago. It's a little bit warmer in the Bellagio. Do you remember the movie theaters at Yonge and Bloor? Yeah, there used to be a movie theater right across the street over there. The one at Yonge and Bloor, Famous Players, closed down. They didn't want to make it accessible and compliant with the accessibility bylaws. So they just shuttered it. Well, that was their excuse, but a lot of those smaller scale cinemas have shut down. There is a big theater at the Manulife Center, and there's an Imagine at College or Carleton, just east of Yonge. Of course, the old AMC, now a Cineplex down at the Tenor at Yonge and Dundas, right across from Dundas Square. Hey Johnny, how's your night going? It's going good now that I've been joined by over 600 of you. Thank you so much for tuning in, the best damn community on the YouTubes, at least here in this city. Thank you so much, guys. I remember going to one of the old Eaton Center theaters on a date back in high school, and I saw She's All That with Freddie Prinze Jr. That was my memory of that theater. That was just a dumpy little theater. Alright, this guy doesn't look all that sane, I guess you could say, straight ahead. Digital Blade CA says happy Friday. In Koreatown, where I'm heading, there was an old theater that became an adult theater. And now it's a rock climbing studio. I've left Yorkville and entered the Annex. Who remembers when that McDonald's was also a huge McDonald's in an entirely different building across from the ROM? Apparently what happened was that McDonald's had like a 99-year lease. And it was built into the lease that if anything ever happened to that location, they would get to relocate in whatever new development went up. And that's what happened. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Did you guys see that video from Oh the Urbanity? Taking on Not Just Bikes and his take on Montreal. The YouTube beef we never knew we needed. I thoroughly enjoyed both of their channels. And I think both of their videos are representative of the kind of content they both make. I'm not picking sides. There's the Royal Conservatory of Music. Big Macs for 99 cents, remember that? Oh, it's crazy how much fast food costs. Thank God for apps and digital coupons. On my way home the other day, I picked up Harvey's. They had a burger, side, drink, and 4 mini donuts for $9.99 on their app. So it sounds like an animated conversation over there. That's Bedford Road. We're walking through near the University of Toronto. Yep, we'll be passing by the Hot Dog Cinema. Right across the street from Lee's Palace. When I did my video on controversial name changes, I made notes to include the Hot Dog Cinema, but ultimately decided that if I went down that road, there were a whole lot of those smaller cinemas and stuff that have changed names, and those ones don't really strike as much of a chord with people, so I left it off of that video. I almost included it. The Monk School of Global Affairs and Public Policy. So what time is it? It is 6:28. I got 30 minutes to get to Koreatown and to dinner. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Hot dogs used to just be Bloor Cinema. Do I have my notes for that on my phone? Because I did all my notes in, or they're all in Google Docs. Let me see. I'm just scrolling through my, there's Rogers Center. Hot Dogs opened in 1913. Original name, the Madison Picture Palace. In 1949, it was renamed the Midtown Theater. In 1967, the Capri Theater. 1973, the Eden Theater. 1979, the Bloor Theater. 2012, Bloor Hot Dogs. 2016, the Hot Dogs Ted Rogers Cinema. And it closed due to a dispute with their staffing for a while. And many of them ended up quitting. I was all prepared to include that in that video. That was kind of a nice video to make. I could just stand there and read my notes instead of walk around trying to remember everything. Toronto Maple Leafs versus Nashville tomorrow, says Zach McNally. So the place I wanted to go to for barbecue with my friends was this one, Gayubi. They are cash or debit only, which is weird. But you have to get on a wait list several hours in advance, actually, if you want to go there at this time. But 10 out of 10 to their food. Night, Johnny. Love your videos. Good night. Thanks for tuning in. Friends are going to think I'm crazy. They're going to be like, how was your night? Oh, I just walked around for a few hours. Made a video. Walked up here from the Eaton Center. Pretty sure one guy lives on a subway line. The other guy would have drove his Tesla, who conveniently lives near me, so I'm going to probably get a ride home with him. Remember the controversy over the crystal add-on? Yeah, it's not the best use of space inside, but I like it. The Michael Lee Chin crystal. They cheaped out on the actual materials they ended up using. I think there's several examples of similar architecture around the world, so it's not that unique. But I like it. If I were to make a list of the ugliest buildings in Toronto, that one would be far from it. There's a lot of crap like that, though. Ordered Chinese food and paid $56. I don't know how many people that's for. I can't judge if that's a good deal or not. Good day from Australia. We are almost at Bloor and Spadina, or Spadina, as some call it, north of Spadina, or north of Bloor. That whole block there is doomed. That wine rack won't be there too much longer. The JJ Elite Spa hanging in. There was a vegetarian restaurant and a pizza and a Second Cup. And there used to be a Second Cup at the Miles Nadal Jewish Community Center across the street. Used to have 2 Second Cups at this intersection. Now, there are none. And I would consider this to be the heart of the Annex. Johnny, we suggest you do a video about Toronto's most unique condominium plans and layouts. If I were to do that, I would need a real estate expert to give a hand with that one. I'm not sure how qualified or good I would be to make that. It's always good to go outside of your comfort zone, but sometimes you gotta stay somewhat in your lane. As we look south, old school barber shop. But let's see what is brewing in the Annex on a Friday night. Greetings, our Toronto. Someone saying Tim Hortons is the best. That's relative. I miss their old donuts. I used to eat those chocolate dip donuts like candy. Well, I guess they kind of are candy, but since they went away from in-store baking at most locations and making them fresh, it's not been the same. The quality of their coffee has gone downhill a little bit. And the quality of their customer service has gone down tremendously. Although I'm quite lucky, the one near me, the people who work there are super duper friendly and efficient. I got no complaints with that one. But then I wander into another Tim Hortons, and you feel like you've entered a war zone. It's just like the employees are overwhelmed. You order something and then you stand there and it never comes out. You have to remind them of what you ordered, and they don't say sorry, they just tell you to wait. There's all kinds of stories on how downhill Timmy's has gone. I think there's still some good ones out there. You miss Tim's apple fritters. Vietnam lovely noodle. I think both of the Timmy's at Yonge and Eglinton are actually pretty decent. I only really have issues when I go to ones other than those two. Yeah, they don't sell the apple fritters anymore, and Dutchies, right? They occasionally bring them back. Someone's saying, hello, Johnny, hello. Man, Big Sushi, that retail front has been vacant forever. I used to go to Big Sushi. Whenever Sushi on Bloor had a big lineup, that's where we would go. That was a Korean-owned sushi place. It was very good. Timmy still sells apple fritters. Oh, I must have had a brain fart. It was probably just Dutchies I was thinking of. Check out L Furniture. Yeah, we walked by one of their locations earlier on Yonge Street. That's a solid place for a pretty banging, affordable bite to eat and a drink. And they got a lively atmosphere. G. Jackie Roxas 2720 with the super sticker. G. Jackie Roxas, long time no see. Cheers. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you. Thank you so much for the $5. There's Future Bakery. They used to have a location on Queen West. I remember going to when I was in high school. There's L Furniture that the viewer just mentioned earlier. Leo Chung with the $5. Leo, thank you so much, Leo. Cheers to you. Blasting the tunes over there. Megan, Alyssa, thank you for watching. Dirk G is here.
I knew it was going to take some time. I was going to tell you.
Watching all the way from Germany. Greetings, Dirk G. One of my favorite bars in the city, the Victory Cafe, closed down in Mervish Village when that whole area was getting redeveloped. But they reemerged as a pizza restaurant over there. It's not at all the same thing, but it's still an excellent spot. It's good to see it's quite busy.
Whiskey drink.
And they also own this place, the Crafty Coyote. I've only ever been there once, and I don't really remember what my experience was like. Lorraine McLean. Hey Johnny, did you see the YouTuber Reed in the Street is working with the tiny homes guy? It looks like a great outreach project. I did not. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. But thank you so much, Lorraine, for the super chat and for bringing that to my attention. Cheers to you. And Digital Blade CA, member for 12 months, feels longer than 12 months. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you. Thank you. As I struggle to turn the camera back around. 12 months of membership. Thank you. There's Sushi on Bloor at their new location. I say new, but they've been there forever. Their old location was a little bit better. It was 2 floors. There's Lee's Palace and the legendary Dance Cave up top. Bombay Roti. The food in the front has changed. I remember when they first put in a restaurant, I think it was a burrito place. I was mentioning Second Cups earlier, how 2 of them closed down at Bloor and Spadina. There was another Second Cup here. And there was a Aroma Cafe there and a Starbucks there. Now there's just one pastry shop. And when you graduate from university, you can stop going to the Madison and start going to Poppers. Same owners, different vibe. There's the Hot Dog Cinema across the street we were talking about earlier. The Lee's Palace facade scared you as a kid?
This one time?
I don't know if Al Rent would take that as a compliment or if he'd be offended by it. Big Way Hot Pot. That's pretty new. I think that was in Izakaya for a while. It was a Korean restaurant way back. And we've reached the edge of downtown.
Back here.
This is Bathurst Street. On the other side, Koreatown awaits. It is getting windy. Digital says hot dogs. That's where Honest Ed's used to be, and Mervish Village behind it. I watched on the Old Toronto channel, Old Toronto series, I think it's called, a video Steve Martin made in 1972 or 73 in the city, and he went around to a bunch of different places, and one of those spots was Mervish Village. Holy shit, it is windy. You can see these people battling the wind. Price war. I've heard not good things about these apartments. Apparently there's been a number of complaints from the people who moved in there. Hey, Phuket Walk is here. It's so windy, I can't keep my hood on. Well, there's one place I could be getting Korean barbecue tonight. Arisu. See, it's 6:44. It's freezing cold. It's like New York without all this stuff. Classic Steve Martin joke. The Jerk, such a great movie. This place is amazing. Cheese duck galbi. Hankook cheese duck galbi. Love me some of that stuff. Oh my god. That's what they're having. I'm so jealous. I don't want them to look up and see some dude recording them. Mochi Donut Boutique. Those Isabellas are all over the place. $6.45. That guy had a funny shirt on, McDonald's M, but it said Molly. 안녕하세요. Welcome to Koreatown. Joni Stride'입니다. Yeah, exactly. This is not a live stream. I just try to premeditate what your comments will be, anticipate them, and respond in advance. Hana Bank. Although I do get the confusion, because sometimes you see premieres on YouTube and they do appear to be live streams. That's really just a pre-recorded video. I premiere videos most days, 9 a.m. EDT on this channel. You better be turning left, lady. So there ain't no excuse for blocking that if you're turning right. The biryani. Jindale Korean restaurant. It's a really old school looking place.
So you were like completely in the wrong.
We got some of the best barbecue in the area across the street. Dalgane.
Girl, we're not waiting for her.
Everybody does.
Zach McNally says good night. Whenever you're going out to a restaurant, you always arrive earlier to get the best table at the house and have a drink or two before your friends would come. Well, our reservations are for 7. There's 4 of us. So I just never want to be the person holding people up. I will always be early or on time. Nothing says I don't give a shit about your time, like consistently being late for things. There's where a movie theater used to be, which turned into an adult movie theater. Now it's base camp climbing. And I think they've got a bubble tea in front. Pretty awesome use of that space. Gentle reminder to hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you very much. I got a message here. Reservation under blank. I'm almost there. Thank you for the message, sir. I heard a rumor that Mr. Continuum might be going live. Soon after I do. Soraksan, that's a giant mountain in Korea. Someone saying hello, Johnny, in chat. Hello to you. How many viewers we got? Over 700. Thank you so much. Sorry, it's going to be a shorter stream. It's not actually going to last much longer. I'm officially just wandering Koreatown.
Right?
But my plans to go live yesterday were foiled. I might still go live tomorrow. Hopefully it's not this bloody cold. There's the Bloor Fruit Market. Someone says I have 10 minutes to get there. Well, I'm not going to be late, and that's the important thing. I am plenty cold. Look at that, Life for Cuts up there. Looks like a bookstore. Hanji Gifts, second floor. It's going to snow tomorrow. That would be nice. I could use a snowfall video. This branch is closed. We have moved to 575 Bloor Street. Well, we are going to end this right across the street from where I used to get my hair cut by a lady named Kelly at Hair 1010. Trying to get steps in during the week, no matter how cold it is. That's a good way to do it. But I'm going to wrap this up because one of my friends has appeared at the restaurant. So I'm going to go grab a drink and warm up. I want to thank everyone so much for tuning in. I do apologize for it being on the shorter side of my normal streams. Normally I try to hit at least 90 minutes. But an hour and 15 is going to have to cut it. Huge thanks to our mods. Medano, Marge, Vivian. I saw Liam as well. Huge thanks to our channel members, Patreon supporters, everyone who sent support. You guys were awesome. Thank you so much for that. And just thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff. I posted a video this morning touring the Venetian in Las Vegas. But we're going to be back to Toronto-themed content for the foreseeable future, or at least content made in Toronto as of tomorrow morning. So thank you again. Hope you guys have an awesome night. I'm gonna go warm my ass up, and there's no better way to do that than with an ice cold beer. Leo, $2 just to end it off. Leo, thank you so much, Leo. Slip that back around. Thank you guys. Have a good night. And if I don't see you for a week, Merry Christmas. All right, Dirk G, Jeanette, Brad Palmer, Mark D, and everyone else, have a good